Hello boys and girls, welcome to summer reading. I'm Miss Susan and I'm glad you've joined me today for arts and crafts. We're going to be painting rocks today. I made this one into a little ladybug, but you can paint whatever you want on it. You can paint different designs or other animals, and of course rocks come in all different shapes and sizes, so you could even kind of see what shape or what the shape of the rock reminds you of and decide what animal you want to turn it into or whatever design you want to put on it. You can get rocks like this from your garden center. Maybe there's some out in your flower bed that your mom would let you paint. And then after you finish painting them, you could use them as a paperweight or put them on your windowsill. But before we start our project, I want to show you about some books that you can come and get at the library. Sylvester and the Magic Pebble has been a favorite book of mine all my life. This one's written by William Steig, and it's a Caldecott Medal winner. That means it has beautiful illustrations, and that means that the pictures were so great that it won a medal for the pictures. And Sylvester is this little donkey. He finds a magic pebble, and he's able to make a wish, and that wish ends up causing him some problems. So come to the library and check out Sylvester and the Magic Pebble to find out how he solves his problem, or how his problem gets solved. We have other copies at the library. Now we've also got Rock Collecting for Kids, an Introduction to Geology by Dan R. Lynch. And that geology, of course, is the study of rocks. And you can learn all about different types of rocks from this book, especially if you're interested in collecting them and having a little collection of your own. How do water and wind change rock? A look at sedimentary rocks by Ellen Lawrence. And we also have How do volcanoes make rock? A look at igneous rocks by Ellen Lawrence as well. And I've got a special guest coming today. My husband happens to be an igneous petrology geologist. He studies volcanoes. He's actually a volcanologist. And so he's going to come and just tell you a little teeny bit about what volcanology is and a little bit about some rocks that we have today. All right.
Are you going to do this?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Okay. All right, boys and girls, this is my husband, Mark DeFont, and he is a geologist.
Hi, boys and girls. I understand you're going to be painting rocks, and I just wanted to explain to you how these rocks formed like this. You see how rounded they are? When you have rounded pebbles like this, it means that they've traveled in a stream where the sharp edges were all rounded off by hitting up against other rocks. So these may have traveled many, many hundreds of miles in streams in order to get rounded like this. Now I also think that Miss Susan is going to talk about volcanic rocks here in a minute, and those are the kinds of rocks that I work with. These rocks are from Hawaii. This is called A'a, and the reason it's called A'a is because when the Hawaiians walked across it, it cut their feet, and they went A'a. So crazy as it sounds, volcanologists use the term A'a to describe this kind of rock. And this is more smooth on the top than the A'a, so we call this Pahoehoe, and it's the ropey kind of texture that you see on this due to the flow of the lava. The lava actually flowed in that direction, creating these ridges. When it was, we call it viscous, which means it's very, very thick lava. And then this is a very light rock. Sometimes this can even float in water, it's so light. And we call that pumice. And as a matter of fact, the next time you go to the dentist and he cleans your teeth or her, they use ground up pumice as a way to abrade your teeth and make them shine.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you joining us today.
Anytime.
All right, so I've put on a smock just to protect my blouse. You may want to get an old t-shirt or even a paint smock. I'm just wearing my cooking apron from the kitchen, but whatever you have to protect your clothes will be good. And you'll need a little cup of water just to rinse your brush in between colors so that you don't end up mixing colors that you don't want to mix. Now I've just got little acrylic paints. You can get them at craft stores. hardware store sometimes. And I'm using a paper plate for my paint palette. And I already put a little bit of green. I've got light green and dark green. I'm going to mix them and maybe even put a little bit of yellow because I thought this rock looks like a turtle. It's reminding me of a turtle, sort of flat on the bottom and then a little mound on the top. This one is triangular and I thought that might make a cute little stingray, something shaped like that. So you can look at your rocks, see what they remind you of, or you can paint a design on them. Maybe I might paint some little ants or something on this one because it's so flat. But let's see, I'm gonna mix my greens together and turn this into a turtle. What I think I'll do is make the shell just the top part of the rock, and then I can put his little legs and face and a little tail in the back. There's this little pointy tail, and I'm going to do his little feet and maybe a little face down below. And then I'll need some black for his eyes. And maybe a tiny little mouth. And you know, a turtle has different designs in their shell. So I'm going to put maybe some little squares or circular designs. Maybe kind of a little spiral on his back. There we go. And you can get books about animals at the library to help you figure out what designs or how to paint a certain animal or bug and how they look. So there's my little turtle and his shell. Let's see. I could do this, turn this one into a stingray, but I think I might, since I already put my brownish red paint out on my plate here, I think I'm going to turn this one into the cutest little picture I saw in, I think, in a book or something, or online. I saw some little ants holding hands somewhere. So I'm going to paint 3 little circles on top of each other, all stacked up, and I'm doing two sets of them because these are supposed to be 2 different little ants who are friends, and they're holding hands. I'll need my black to put just some little hands that are holding, and then their other legs. And you remember, insects have 6 feet or 6 legs, and then they also have their little antenna up on top. So I've got my ants holding hands. They've got 6 legs each and antenna on top of their heads. And I might even put some little eyes there. And that way they're looking at me. So those are my painted rocks. I might end up keeping them on my desk for decoration or my windowsill. If I have some potted plants around, I might stick them in there. And that way they're not outside and the elements getting rained on, and the paint will last a lot longer. So if you have a little flower pot or something on your windowsill in the house, you could stick one of these down in it for decoration. They make great paperweights. They're pretty just on a bookshelf too. And if you use a paint that is more water resistant, you could put it outside in your flower bed as a little decoration, or on your front porch maybe. So thank you so much for joining me today for our summer reading arts and crafts lesson. Bye-bye.